yet another wonderful series of EMcafe. Okay, so I am here with my very good friend and trainer, Brenna Crowson, in Raleigh, North Carolina. If you'll notice the little clock right here, it is 10:47 p.m. Oh, now 10:48. Because I have just flown into town. Brenna and I can't get enough of each other. We're talking, we're gabbing, we're talking about nutrition and recipes. And her and I looked at each other and said, all this talk about food, we're hungry. So what do you do when it's past 6 o'clock? You know we're saying no carbs after 6. What do you do to get a quick fix to satisfy that craving and yet stay healthy and stay on your fitness plan? And I want you to show us what you do at night to stay so unbelievably fit at 50. Come on now.
51, actually.
51. Yeah, bring it on. Every year counts now, right?
You got it. You got it.
So what can we do after 6 p.m. that would be a quick fix that would give us high protein, low carb, low fat?
Well, one of the things that we kind of played with, my husband was diagnosed with diabetes earlier this year, and he's in that real kind of very conservative nutrition mode where he's got to be very careful about the carbs that he eats. So he likes yogurt. And so I started to play with some things that we could do at night, and one of the things we did was we took Dannon Light and Fit yogurt because it has very little amount of sugar added to it. That's the Dannon Light and Fit. And the thing I found in looking for a yogurt, since that's what he likes, is that yogurts come in all different varieties of with sugar added. This one is one of the least amount of sugar added on the market.
So how much sugar is in that one?
This one actually only has 8 grams of sugar.
Oh my goodness. And what do they usually have?
Anywhere between 28 to 38.
Oh my goodness.
Huge difference. Huge. And the nice thing too about the yogurt is with it being protein, it takes a little longer for your body to digest it. So it's more satisfying than if you were to eat a dessert with carbohydrates in it or something that's carb based. So the thing that we're going to do is start with the yogurt, and I'm going to just kind of eyeball it based on the size of our dish. One of the things that is probably a good idea is to use a small dessert dish, because the tendency is if the dish is big,
go
to make
big.
a bigger portion. Exactly. You got it.
That looks about like a half a cup, wouldn't you say?
I would say somewhere about a half a cup. Yep, between a half a cup and the calories for this, for a cup, it's about 80 calories. So if you go a half cup, we put about 40 calories in our bowl. The next thing that we're going to put in this little tasty dessert is peanut butter. And again, portions are pretty important because peanut butter is a fatty food. So we want to make sure we don't overload it, but yet have enough in there to add this good flavor. So again, because we like something that we can quickly put together, you could get all your measuring utensils out and be very precise in the measurement, or just know that about typical serving size of peanut butter for the measurements, they usually use 2 tablespoons as a guidance. Well, we really don't necessarily need to eat that much probably right before bed. So instead we're going to use not even quite a rounded teaspoon. Okay, maybe about 3/4 of a teaspoon. In this size bowl, that's going to add plenty of flavor. So we'll go ahead.
I have to tell you, this doesn't sound like it's going to taste good.
And it looks kind of messy.
Yogurt and peanut butter?
Oh my goodness. And
all right.
My goodness. You know, probably as you're watching this, you might be thinking, well, how in the world would someone think of adding all these things together? And really, some of the best inventions are created when you think about the things you love the most. We love yogurt, we eat a lot of peanut butter, we do put a little bit of fat-free half and half in our coffee, and so that's going to be the next ingredient. And sometimes when you think about those things that you like the most and combine them, you can really create a very tasty treat that's also very healthy. Then add about 2 to maybe 3 teaspoons of that half and half. Just kind of layer that on top. And then you'll notice one other little thing. We have a couple jars sitting by, sugar-free. My husband loves variety. And so one of the ways that I kept him interested and continue to keep him interested in having this as a dessert is to occasionally change up the flavor. And very recently, Smucker's came out with a new product, sugar-free wild cherry preserves. And you can either just take a teaspoon out, which is like 5 calories, and maybe 1 carbohydrate, and kind of put it in, sprinkle it in. Or one of the other things that is kind of fun to do is to take a little bit of the cherry preserves.
Oh, and you microwaved it.
Yeah, and you melt it down. So that instead of being solid,
it looks like a
you
syrup.
can just swirl it.
Oh, how pretty that is, even for a dessert.
Mm-hmm. So there you have.
Okay,
a little bit of
now we've
fruit
got
in
peanut
there.
butter, yogurt, and cherries. I don't know about this.
Quite a tasty treat. So now I would say that's it. That is the dessert. And
Well, I'm going to taste it, but one thing I wanted to say before we did that, you mentioned about your husband having diabetes. Your husband, which I think is a remarkable story. Here you are, a fitness trainer, and you're teaching all these people how to live a healthy, fit life. And he found himself later in age gaining weight and having to lose it. Now, over the course of the last few months, he really cranked it. How much weight has he lost?
73 pounds.
73 pounds. And it is remarkable what it's doing to his health. Does he feel more vital and vivacious? And
my goodness, I look around at my house now and it's like a completely different house. This man, because he's really detoxed his system from all the sugar that he was eating, it has more energy now than probably the 25 years I've ever known him. It's absolutely an amazing metamorphosis to watch, that how key, and it's not, the focus is a lot on nutrition because we're doing EMcafe right here, but the other piece that's really been key to that sustained weight loss is his regular exercise program. So it's kind of the whole thing. This keeps him eager to exercise because he feels good, and exercise brings him back to these healthy foods because he's worked so hard. He wants to support that healthy lifestyle with healthy eating.
excellent. Okay, so here I am.
Here
I'm
I
going
go.
to taste it. Here we go, ladies. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. That is surprisingly... Now, I'm not a big yogurt fan. This is delicious. The little chunks of peanut butter make it. Because you get that yogurt and then you got a little piece of... Almost tastes like Reese's peanut butter in there. Okay. I highly recommend this. So I encourage you, if you want something that's great for a little after 6 snack, this is something good for you. And if you've got a recipe that you want to share with us, log on to EMwomen.com, send us your great recipes, and try to keep them under 10 grams of fat, healthy, or maybe just something that's really unique that you'd like to share with the rest of our EMwomen.